Alright, we're back for the third pack. And we opened the rare that we were not really hoping for, Savage Knuckleblade. Not really close to casting that, unfortunately. We are in two of the colors, so we could like take it and try to pick up some red lands. That seems a little loose. Like, this card's good, but it's not the end-all be-all. If you're like splashing heavily for it, I think it would just make our deck worse if we tried to work around the Knuckleblade than if we just took something reasonable for us. So I'm eyeing this Jungle Hollow and this Monastery Flock, both of which are pretty good for us. I think the Jungle Hollow is a little bit more important though, because of all the gold cards that we have, and like so far we're pretty evenly split between our colors, so I think the fixing is going to be more important than a marginal playable. Although we do need some playables still. Here we've got Abomination of Gudul, Thornwood Falls, and Keru Spell Snatcher. And as much as I would want these two cards, I think I have to take the Spell Snatcher here. It's just very powerful. It gives us another solid morph to play. And maybe another reason to play the secret plans in our sideboard. So we'll just go ahead and take that and hope that one of these other two wheels. I think there's a good chance that the Abomination comes back. Like, there might be another Sultai Drafter, and maybe they want the Thornwood Falls. But if not, I'd be happy to have a Treasure Cruise, I guess. So I'm not too worried about what I'm going to wheel from that pack. So here's another Thornwood Falls. There's also a Force Away and a Rakshasa Secret. So our removal at the moment, we have two Grim Contests, which are actually not that amazing right now. We've got a couple like mid-range stuff that we can use to fight, but nothing really in the early game, unless we want a 2-for-1 ourselves with the Rats, which might be a reason to take Force Away out of this pick. But I don't think that's what I want to do. Force Away is like good, but it's less good in a strictly defensive deck, which is what we're looking to do right now. So I think I just want the Thornwood Falls and guarantee that my mana is going to be good, because it's the one thing I'm kind of worried about right now. Well, here we've got the same pick between an Abomination and a Jungle Hollow. It's also a Teamer Charger, which is quite good, and we are lacking 2 drops. Monastery Flock, which again gives us a reason to maybe play the secret plans. I think I'm going to take the Abomination though. Hooting Mandrills, I could take it or leave it. It would be fine in my deck, but I'm not hurting for it at the moment. So I'll just take the Abomination, which is sure to be great in our deck. Man, well, we continue to get multiple options in this pack, which is good. Careless Lord is like whatever. It's not that good in our deck. Or, not that it's not good in our deck, it's just not very good, period. It's fine if you're in desperate need of a finisher, but I'm not really worried about my late game right now. I've got the Silumgar, I've got some expensive stuff to do. I don't really care for a 4/4 for 6 with some upside. I'm just going to take the Jungle Hollow. We're at 17 playables right now, which means we have to pick up like 4 or 5 more. So we'll see where we can go from there. So let's say we brought in this other secret plans. And then if we took this one, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 face down enablers between Morph and Manifest. I mean, it's not like there's anything else that I'm really hurting for out of this pack. I could take a fine playable that I don't really care for that much. That would guaranteed make our deck but not be exciting. Whereas secret plans could actually be pretty good if we pick up a couple more things to do with it. So I'll go ahead and take that. Here I'll take a Treasure Cruise, which is fine. Not exciting, but it's good in our deck. So, oh, Savage Punch, that's a nice one. Again, the Savage Punch isn't like great in our deck. It's about on par with the Grim Contest because we don't have a ton of Ferocious, but removal is still removal. Alright, and here's a Monastery Flock. Could take a bear, but this is great with our Grim Contest and our secret plans, so it's the perfect card for us. Now I'm just hoping that the other Abomination wheels which I don't know if it was in this pack or in a future one, but that would be like the missing link right now. Sort my mana cost again. So this is 22 right now, but it's only 12 creatures. I guess it's more than 12 creatures, because we've got the Formless Nurturing and the Ethereal Ambush. So I think we're doing fine as far as creatures goes. I'm thinking I kind of want this Embodiment of Spring back, because I just realized it's pretty good with the Grim contests, just to kill morphs, and fixing our mana is not negligible. Alright, doesn't look like we're going to get the other Abomination back, but we did get Rite of the Serpent, which is playable. So we've got some options now. Our deck ended up not being insane, but it definitely has some power, so pretty happy with it overall. Alright, nothing relevant here. Looks like there was not one but two other Sultai drafters at this table, or at least something weird happened with the packs, because we didn't wheel anything of note in that pack, which I thought for sure we would. But I don't know, maybe the teamer drafter wanted the Thornwood Falls or something, and I'm just overlooking that. But either way, we'll go ahead and pause and then make some sense of the second deck building. Alright, so here's what I've laid out. This is 22 cards. I'm going to play 18 lands with this deck. I cut one of the secret plans. I think one is fine when we've got 4 morphs and 2 manifest enablers. Plus this is sort of a manifest enabler, so sort of like 6.5. So I think 1 is reasonable to play, just to like draw it in the late game and maybe get some value out of it. But I think 2 is a little much. It looks like what we have, or what we ended up with, is sort of base black-blue, which is nice with our Silumgar. So we've got some green splashes for like the gold cards, and this Formless Nurturing as like a curve filler basically. This Formless Nurturing could become something like a Tusk Colossedon or something more impactful, but I guess we like having something extra to do for our secret plans. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. As far as the fight cards go, I think the Grim contests are going to be fine. We've got the Embodiment, the Monastery Flock. It's decent with secret plans because we can make our guys 2/3s, which might be a reason to play both, but I don't think that's enough of a reason. Yeah, the Savage Punch isn't amazing, but it's going to be good if we draw it in the late game once we've got one of our bigger guys out. I think the only ferocious guy we have is actually the Uggin's Construct, which is kind of awkward, but Savage Punch is still fine for getting morphs out of the way with our 2/3s and whatnot. So let's take a look at our mana. So we have 4 free sources of green. I think I want probably 7 or 8 sources total. So let's say 3. I'm just going to see what this does. If we did 5, 5, 3. This would give us 5, 6, 7, 8 sources of blue, 5, 6, 7, 8 sources of black, and 7 green. So that would be 8, 8, 7. I think I'm okay with that. We don't really need heavy blue or black for anything. There's like these early drops that we kind of want to play early, but it's not like a big deal if we can't. If we just go like tap land, morph or something, I'm fine with that. So yeah, I think I'd rather tend towards an even split mana base than like cut a forest for the better chance of playing one of our mediocre 1 and 2 drops early. I think I like this best, just so we can play all our gold cards as we draw them, because that's where the true power of this deck lies, rather than consistency. So this is what I'm going to go with, and I'll go ahead and submit this, and we'll be back for round 1.